And
Thank
just
you.
like you identify Stephen A as your debate partner, you did the same with the Hall of Famer, Mr. Shannon Sharpe.
I did.
I saw him on all the Smoke podcasts. He said,
Yes.
"Listen, man, I got to give all the praise to Skip. He vouched for me. When the higher ups wanted Skip to maybe go get a journalist who could not only talk about football but basketball and
True.
baseball, you said no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Shannon Sharpe is my guy." What can you tell us about your first time meeting Sharpe, and what was it about him that you said, you know what, this is the guy I want to go up against every day?
I got blessed again because after I had accepted the job at FS1, I still had about 3 months left on my deal at ESPN that I had to serve out, play out.
Yes.
And they were good enough to me. They trusted me enough, as they should have, to keep me on the air as a professional, that I wouldn't try to sabotage, I wouldn't give less than my best, that I would give them my honest day's work every day left on that deal. And I did. The blessing came when Stephen A took a week off at one point in the summertime. It was like it was like in July, which
Right.
is kind of dead. And guess who? It wasn't even my pick. One of the producers said, let's try Sharpe.
Yep.
Okay, great. Because I knew him from CBS and always thought he had a big commanding presence and a big booming voice.
Yes.
And he spoke with such authority, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is.
And I said, let's do it. But you never know, even from like a morning meeting, like a pre-show meeting, you have no idea how it will translate to the air. Well, he was very forceful and authoritative and basically took over the morning meeting, but I just grain of salt that, and I wait until we get on and see what happens on live TV. And electricity happened, magic happened, because it was very different than what I had with Stephen A, but it worked because he's his own man. He has huge pride and will. And so he wasn't afraid of no Skip. I can tell you that. And he came at me. He let me go back at him. We clicked, and the key to live TV debate is no punches pulled, but none thrown. You know, you can't get to the point where you just lose your mind and want to slug the other guy across the table, because the audience will just turn that off because it turns them off. There's this fine line of fighting, but not going completely over the edge into permanent anger where people think you now hate each other. Shannon and I have done even more battle than Stephen A and I ever did. But the beauty of my relationship with him is I think I was able to convince him from day one, I don't take this personally. I won't take it home. I won't lose sleep. I love you. I believe in you. I respect you to the nth degree, but I'm going to do battle. And I'm going to disagree with all my heart and soul about many of your takes, because it's weird. Me and Shannon are just like, it's like we were born to be at odds, because it's genuine.
Yes.
We just don't believe the same things. And it helps in the debate format, because a lot of times in the morning, it just falls into place where you want it to be authentic debate. We don't trick it up. We don't say, if you'll take that side, I'll take that side. We never do that. And sometimes we agree because we just genuinely agree.
Yes.
But with Shannon, I could tell over 1 week's time, 10 hours of TV, it was pretty good.
Yes.
And not only that, but I could see the ratings for the week. They were good. They were real good, especially for July. I think we had a Brady story where, remember when it was going back and forth about Deflategate and he was in court?
Yes.
And then I think we had the first round of court where the judge in New York City sided with Brady. You know, he lost in the appeals court and he finally dropped the case, but he won the first round in Manhattan court.
Yes.
And the judge just took the NFL to task over it. So that's the only story we had all week, but it was pretty good because He's not the biggest Brady fan. I am.
Mhm.
So we went back and forth on that. But when I took the job at Fox, we hadn't even talked about a partner. And the first day we talked, I just said, hey, I can't lose with Shannon Sharpe.
Mhm.
You know, to your point, they threw some other names at me, like the journalist type, you know,
Mhm.
whatever. That's fine. And that can work, because Stephen A. and I both came from newspapers,
Yes.
obviously. And yet with Shannon, I said, this will be a whole different ball game, because the RPM will be different. The whole dynamic is different. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I'm not. And yet I've covered the NFL a lot longer than he played in the NFL.
Yes.
And the other beauty of Shannon Sharpe is he loves him some NBA. And, you know, Stephen A. has been the face of the NBA. That's great. And I've covered the NBA since those guys, like, before they were born. But the point is, Shannon Sharpe loves LeBron James, like crazy loves him, like stalker loves him, you know, like he wants to be LeBron James. I've never seen anything like it before. I don't get it. And there's some things I do love about LeBron, and there's some other things I don't love about LeBron, and I have been critical of him, but it was like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
If Shannon Sharpe truly feels that way about LeBron, and he does, we're good to go.
Good to go.
So it was, so to speak, a home run for the show. Just let's go with Shannon. And I got to tell you, Shannon Sharpe works his butt off to prepare for this show.